Hello everybody, once again here I am, the Gunslinger, with yet another replay for you. I was going to take a bit of a day off today, but I love to do this so much I could not resist. So in the top right corner we have the red Protoss, LinkOfShadow, who was the first to give him the nice little GLHF. Meanwhile in the bottom left we have the blue Zerg, Ryuuguu, and I had to say it like that. Ryuuguu, I haven't seen any of these players play, however I do love a matchup of PvZ, so it'll be interesting to see what happens between these two players. He even says you too, so that's a kind custom response instead of just auto-typing it like you see a couple people do. Now, this is something that you typically see. It seems like he's not going to go for any fast expand right off the bat. Instead, he's going to elect to kind of wall off early and defend his main first. I wonder what Ryuuguu's trying to do with that Overlord. Anyways, it seems like no kind of early cheese is coming from either of these players. It does seem as though we're going to see LinkOfShadow be the first to get his scouting done. So that'll be good to see. He'll try and get some information. Seems like an early hatchery will be going down for Ryuuguu. Or nope, he's actually just going to scout, so anticipate a spawning pool at any moment here. He denied the spawning pool. Nice work. I don't even think LinkOfShadow knew he did it initially, but he's going to try and apply some little bit of harassment on his spawning pool. He sees it. He knows, alright, so you should probably defend for a couple of units coming down the pipe. This gateway is half finished, and it is going to get picked up right away by Ryuuguu. He is going to go ahead and see the rest of the base. It does seem like LinkOfShadow is going to start chrono boosting his Nexus. A little bit different than what you normally see. He decided not to save it instead, just going for that early macro chrono boost on his Nexus. Now, any second here, you will see the Cybernetics core go down, and sure enough, there it goes. To complete that partial wall off, you do need to have a little bit of room for those early Zealots. Now, an expansion has just gone down for Ryuuguu, and it doesn't seem like anything too fancy, not even getting gas, so it is just basically that quick expansion. This is a major reason why I like to, when I play Protoss, I like to do that early expansion. Now, a gas steal occurred by Ryuuguu. That'll throw off the game plans of LinkOfShadow just a little bit. However, if he does this properly, he already has enough for Warp Gate, so that is not too big of a concern, but that is free scouting. He's even going to cancel it and do it again, just so he can make it as frustrating as possible. Now, if you do look down here, there is not as much supply for Ryuuguu, but that's not too big of a concern. He's going to move these Zerglings out, kind of see any kind of proxies that could have gone up in any case, especially if there was a 4-gate on the way. But he's not going to find anything. Let's see here. This expansion is almost done for Ryuuguu. And finally, there is the first Zealot on the field. So he is going to go ahead. This probe's actually going to be the one to defend this little choke point. And the Stalker had the perfect time to go ahead and take care of business. Now, will there be another queen or any sort of ferrying of drones here? Or will he wait just a little bit? Nope, he's going to go ahead and send the first 5 over there. And he's also going to build a spine crawler. Very good idea to protect yourself against any form of aggression. And he never did get to scout, so he might as well play it safe when the 3-gate Twilight Council is coming down. Now this is indicative of a nice little blink or charge rush, most likely blink stalker rush against Zerg. It's somewhat effective. Especially if there are those spine crawlers around, he can simply micro around them. The Zergling is going to go up LinkOfShadow's base, but it won't be able to do very much up there, not going to see anything. Now this second queen has gone down to this expansion, and it is now slowly growing in size, just checking how many drones he has. Almost saturated in his main, and he's going to continue to build units there. One thing to note, he still has no gas. So we're going to see a lot of Zergling play right off the bat, probably going for more expansions before he becomes overly aggressive, hence the spine crawlers in his base. Now, 3 gates are finished as well as the warp tech, so you are going to now see 4 pylons going down to prevent the supply block issues, just so we can see any sort of overlords coming down. Interesting timing ideas for LinkOfShadow in this case. Now, nothing being researched from the Twilight Council. This is one gripe I have against the Twilight Council. He's not deciding to go for either of these upgrades when he technically could go for Blink at this point if he really wanted it. But no, he's actually just using it as a gateway into his Dark Shrine. That's very interesting to me. It took him a little while as well to get the warp gates to go down. Now 2 gases are going down for Ryuuguu, so this definitely means that he is going to go in for a late game lair, probably going along the lines of, I don't know, he may go for some, he can go a couple of different ways. You may see Hydras and Mutas. Depends on the scouting that does occur, but there has literally been absolutely no scouting of LinkOfShadow's base, so he is kind of free to do what he wants. That's therefore going for this Dark Shrine. Does he have a proxy pylon anywhere? He does have one, so he can warp in his Dark Templar at any moment. This next Zergling is going to try and go ahead and see what he can find. He will see a nice cluster of Zealots. However, he does not obviously see the 2 DTs. So this will be interesting to see what happens. Now looking at the income tab just to see how it's going, Zerg has much more invested. Oh, the Dark Templar are immediately going to become an Archon, seeing as how those silhouettes may have been scouted right off the bat. Archons at this point, I don't know how strong they would be. However, there are a lot of defenses for Ryuuguu. He is basically turtling up, and this isn't the best strategy, to be honest. Especially, he does go for 2 Evo Chambers, and he is going to go for Lair. However, the attack is coming with these Stalkers, Zealots, and that 1 Archon. That Archon will be able to do good work against drones and whatever large groups of small units come his way. He actually fired on the destructible rocks, which is kind of comical in my opinion. Now, the Spinecrawler is going to do some damage, so these Zealots do need to get into the fray. He is just being way too passive right now. He needs to pick a point and charge in it, or he can go back. He's actually playing a bit more passive, so I don't know what I think of that. Now, Speedling upgrade is going along while this attack is underway, and we will see. Oh wow, those Queens are even getting involved right off the bat. These Spinecrawlers will do some damage. Did destroy the Zealots. Will probably destroy this last Zealot as well. So now, these defenses are doing a huge job. However, if he manages to get air units in this, that will be a huge advantage for LinkOfShadow. So PS, LinkOfShadow, not very happy due to those Spinecrawlers. This has happened to me before with a massive amount, but it's not that hard. I mean, if he got the DTs in there, he would still be pretty safe. So that's kind of sad for me. Now these Zealots are going to go ahead and destroy these Queens one at a time. The Zerglings come in to do some form of defense. Oh, he is just not microing his units like he should. I want to find out what level these players are. I don't know right off the top of my head, but I was told it was a good replay. I can tell the frustration of the Protoss army right now, and it does seem like, based on the units lost, he is at a major disadvantage. However, oh, these Zerglings are going to be able to do enough. Yes, they will. So that was very effective. Quickly in my analysis, I do think that he should have made more use of this Dark Shrine instead of going immediately for that Archon, as there are still no detectors. If you look at this army, no detectors whatsoever. Very, very poor gameplay by LinkOfShadow. He should have used the Dark Templar for their intended purpose. However, if there were way too many detectors, then he could switch to Archons. That's just my personal preference. He does manage to put down a Spore Crawler, so now that he knows that those Archons are out, that there were DTs or High Templar, either way, safe play on his part. Protoss is just running for his life. Now it does seem like the Roach Warren did go down, as well as the Hydralisk Den. So Hydralisks are actually a pretty good idea to go for Zerg against the Protoss army, especially with a Speedling upgrade. He can he does have numbers advantage. These Zerglings can basically corner the army and slowly but surely tear them to bits and pieces. That is a lot of carnage. That is basically GG for LinkOfShadow. Ryuuguu will go ahead and sweep. He is going for the Infestation Pit, and Zerg wonder why they get called overpowered. Everyone calls everyone overpowered in this. It's kind of sad. You're still on one base? Yep. And that's why you lost. This is actually bad. Maybe I should censor this, just so I don't get flagged. Yes, that's kind of sad that kind of happens. The BM from this army. Wow, this is... What was he quote? Oh, well, that's kind of sad. That's just total bad manners. He does respond, you were on one base. You could have expanded too. And he's just baiting along. Oh, wow. I feel bad about uploading this now because of the the language being used. No language filter, I guess. It was done on purpose. So, either that or it's my language filter that I'm able to see exactly what he typed in. Sorry about that, but it is what it is, and it lets you grasp the full spectrum. These DTs are involved. How long will they last? There is a spore crawler, so he will get seen if he gets too close to him. You need to stay back in this area. The DT is going to stay involved as much as he can. He should be by these Zerglings, but he isn't microing his units well once again. And he is very mad. So, I'm 4 times better than you, and you get win, LOL. If you're 4 times better, you would... Oh, wow, that is unfortunate. So, to be honest, I am going to side with Ryuuguu on this. He did have a couple flaws in the fact that, I mean, he could have even gone for another expansion. He had a lot of gas. His tech to lair was late. I didn't like it being that late and the late gas. He wasn't very effective. But seeing as how Protoss turtled so much and did not expand, that was a major disadvantage, as well as wasting his Dark Shrine, not using any of his units that he warped in until the late game. And he, instead of expanding when he saw this, I mean, I've made this mistake before in tournament play where I see this and I go, oh no, I need to crush it. Now, you can out-expand it, get more units, and be able to still win. Or you can rush it before it happens, seeing as how he did go for a fast expand. Instead, he played more passive, went for the, well, it seemed like a 4-gate blank rush, so even though he didn't get, well, it was DT rush. My mistake. I'm such a goof today. So that's what I thought. Leave your comments below about what you thought, and anything I missed would be cool to know. Also, please feel free to rate and subscribe. I learned a thing or two. Hopefully you did as well, and I will see you guys next time.